$50 silver. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? It's going to be where your mindset is. I'm going to go through a couple scenarios in this video for being good and for being bad. This is based on a sale that happened today at the shop, my friends. I also got an update on the story from yesterday about the lawyer in California. We will talk about that as well in this video. Help me out with the thumbs up. We're about 73 subscribers away from 7,500 subscribers. If you're not yet subscribed, come join us. It's absolutely free to get there. Put number 73 in the comment sections below. Put stop the melt with the comment, because we got to stop the melt as well. Let's get into it. $50 silver, is it a good thing or bad thing? Well, like I said at the beginning, it could be where your mindset is. Okay, we're all thinking about this stuff, right? The US dollar. Oh, good, we're getting back up to $50. We're getting back up to $60, $80 silver. Wherever your mindset is right now, wherever you think it's going to go. But what a lot of us don't really realize yet, silver goes up, everything else is going to go up too. This is why I've been preaching on this channel, if you want to call it that, if you're willing to accept that term, that you're not going to get rich off of silver and gold. Silver and gold was never meant to get rich off of it. If we get Stein spike up over, especially 50, yes, I can call the cows come home. I think silver should be over $200 an ounce, close to the $300 an ounce for what we need to be at. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Question becomes, do we really want to get there? Prices will go up. Everything will be going up. Your cell phones will be going up. Your laptops will be going up. Your TVs will be going up. It all takes silver to run. We got to be very careful what we wish for here and hoping for, because it could come back and bite us later. So why do we stack now? We're stacking. I'm stacking because this is going away. This is your real money, my friends. This is your real money. All we got to do is look back in the 50s, look back in the 40s of what prices were. Then we got to really analyze why they took silver out of our money. Because they wanted control with the dollar, and they wanted to print and print and print and print. They can print all this money they want. This is why we have inflation. This is government spending at its finest. And you just can't blame one administration. Okay, you just can't blame one administration over this at all. Look, President Trump now wants to sue Jerome Powell, the Fed. Look, I do not know if that's possible or not. Okay, that I'm not going to make any claims on that or not. That was the news I saw today. It's ridiculous. Okay, it's just ridiculous. It's government spending. Jerome Powell is in the box. Yeah, we can get somebody in there that really supports Trump and does exactly what he wants to cut rates. But let me tell you something. That's going to cause more inflation. It's not going to go right off the bat. Your silver and gold will go up. You might get a little bit of a jump on stuff. But at the end of the day, your dollars are going to go a lot further, a lot less further than they did. Silver and gold will keep up with inflation. That's always supposed to be. And I'm not here to pick on one side of the administration. Okay, I think both parties are just as bad. Right? That's where I'm going to leave it as that. So what got this ball rolling for me with this video? I had a new customer come in today. Her grandfather gave her some money. I'm not going to disclose how much, but quite a bit of money to come and get silver for herself. Or gold, whatever she decides to do. She was all over the place. All right, she was in probably about 31, 35-ish. And she seemed to be in the higher upper class. And she was all googly eye over different pieces of silver that we had. And I had to just say, hey, look, get the cheaper stuff. Well, it's not going to be as valuable. Well, yeah, it is. An ounce of silver is an ounce of silver. We've had this debate before on this channel. When it comes down to it don't matter what design's on it. It's nice to have collector pieces. It's nice to have graded coins. But at the end of the day, when the crap hits the fan, my friends, is it really going to be worth that much more? Yeah, it may be worth a little bit more to the right person. But in a grid down situation, in a money trouble situation, you have to be the grid down situation. But when things get pushed to serve here, what I'm trying to say is when things get really bad, it's probably not going to matter what you have. An ounce is an ounce. That's just my thinking. Yeah, I got graded coins too. All right, I got some collective pieces. Are they going to hold their value so much above spot? I don't know. Some of this stuff I got back when it was $25 an ounce. I didn't pay that much over 35, 38, 40 bucks for some of these coins. Look where we're at now. I'm just holding my value now. Now, if someone's willing to give me a spot for it, I'm fine with that. All right? It depends when you bought it, how much cash you gave up for that item, and you're going to have to make the decision if you're willing to let it trade with it for the goods or services you want. It's all going to be about the barter situation. I do believe we're going to go into a barter situation. And it is what it is. And I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm still stacking. So yes, we can all hope for $50 silver, $60 silver, $75 silver, $100 silver, $300 silver. I see it too. I see the videos too. I get the point they're trying to make. But what some people are saying, it's going to make you rich. I don't buy it, my friends. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't buy it. Because if you started stacking, we've talked about this before, way back when I started my channel as well. Take the movie Home Alone. When Kevin McAllister went in that grocery store, sold money from his brother, and went to the grocery store, spent 20 bucks. Look at those items now, what Kevin bought back then. Those items are nearly doubled and tripled. Well, just about tripled in price since 1991. But silver back then was about $3 or $4 an ounce. We got to look at the prices in the past, what silver was in the past as well, to figure this out. It's not made you rich, it's just kept up. And same thing for gold too. Just because you bought gold at 800 bucks an ounce, okay, fine. You've done good, but you gotta factor in inflation. So going back to this girl that came in, I had to sit down with her. And she had quite a bit of money, and we didn't, I explained stuff to her. She took, I don't want to call it advice, she took my opinion. This is all I can do is give people opinion. I've always told people on this channel, cost average is key. Don't go in all at one time. Don't matter how much money you have, don't go in all at one time. You can buy every single day from an online dealer like channel sponsor Pinbacks. Go to your local coin shop every day. Catch these little dips. You do a lot better off by cost averaging. I'm doing that right now with the Morgan and Peace dollars, my friends. I'm trying to get at least one a day. That's not always possible. Okay, that's not always possible. Sometimes I go 2 or 3 days without finding anything because I keep getting overbid. But I'm trying every day. You gotta cost average. That's key. So when I told her this, she kind of like, okay, thought about what I said. She's dropped $3,000 today. She was happy that I sat down for about maybe 20 minutes with her, explained the first ropes of stacking. You know, we don't always have time. I've said this before. We don't always have time to sit down with people. We got to make an appointment with people. But this girl got it, okay? In other words, this girl got it. We didn't have to spend more than 20 minutes. She understood in about a 20-minute session what's going on. And then we told her, you got more questions, we're always here. Come back and ask us. If you got questions, you got to ask. That's the only way. When we don't, coin shops, online dealers, we don't always have the right answer. We cannot give you financial advice. We can guide you. That's all we can do. Everybody's situation is different. And you got to think about everybody's situation, and it's trying to find that fine line of not trying to give financial advice is hard. Because I can come and say and go buy 90% silver, but sometimes 90% silver may not be for that person. A, because they don't live in the United States. B, they're a little bit of a higher skilled person where they spend a lot more at one time. But I still think everybody in the United States should have some 90% silver regardless of their spending habits. That's just my personal opinion. And guess what, my friends? There's not enough 90% silver to go around. Not enough Morgan and Peace dollars going around. Morgan and Peace dollars are coming hard to get. Channel sponsor Pinbacks has very good condition of Morgan and Peace dollars right now available. Very good plus. Check them out, my friends. They got a reasonable price on them. Thank you, Pinbacks, for sponsoring my channel, Coin Shop Chris. Thank you to the viewer out there. Because it's not possible without you. Don't forget about the thumbs up, too. That really does help the videos get out. So, yes, we got to cost average. That's key. That is total key in this field. People want to know, Coin Shop Chris, when is the dollar going to I can't tell you that the day it's going to happen. Okay, I don't know. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants quick action. That's not how silver and gold works. Silver and gold for the long-term hold. Most people realize that now. But the newer stackers don't. If you see a comment in the comment section, you know the answer to it. Or you can try to help that person out. Let's help each other out. Okay, let's help each other out. Let's make this like a little family here where we help each other out with information. That's how we build trust. That's how we build relationships with other people as well. I've said before on the channel, get out there to your local farmers markets. Get out there to your localized restaurants, your ice cream parlors, your butcher shops. See if they're willing to take silver or gold as trade. And you be the first in line. If you happen to have a Sigma, especially if you have a Sigma, tell them you're willing to teach them how to use a Sigma, even if they don't have one right now. But you say, I'll teach you, but I just want a little bit of XYZ of your product after I trained you. Then you can go buy your own Sigma. If you need more help, maybe you can get a few pounds of meat at the butcher shop. Whatever the case may be. It don't take long to train somebody on a Sigma machine, my friends. It's not that difficult. It's quite easy. It's quite easy to run a Sigma machine. It's very simple. So for the ones who have it, you got a plus right now of showing your local businesses how to use one, how to get prepared when the stuff hits the fan. Then maybe put sign on the door. They're willing to take silver or gold as payment now. Get the ball rolling earlier in your local area. That's all. It's, and we don't, and for once, I'm talking about a Sigma for it. No, not everybody needs a Sigma. There are other tests you can use, like the pocket pinger, like a digital scale. These digital scales are not that expensive, my friends. Okay? These are like 10, 15 bucks on Amazon. They're a little bit bigger than a deck of cards. These can fit in your back pocket. These can fit in, for the females, in your pocketbooks, your purses, your handbags, whatever you want to call the bags. But really, this one goes up to 5 ounces. You can get them a little bit bigger. You can get them that way a little bit more. But for your average coins in your rounds, they're not going to be that much more than 5 ounces for the 1 ounce stuff, 1.5 ounce stuff. Your 90% silver, your Morgan and Peace dollars testing for grams. This does in grams, ounces. Everything, my friends, is all right there for you. So you're not getting scammed out there when you're going to your yard sale or flea market. Have one of these in your vehicle. Or put it in your pocket when you go to yard sales or flea markets. Bring them into your local coin shops. I have no problem of someone bringing in their own scale and weighing it in front of me. I got no problems with it. We got nothing to hide. Yes, we have our own scales. They want to weigh it too. That's fine too. I got no problems with that. Some shops may have a problem with it, but if they shouldn't really have a problem with it if they're selling real stuff. And I don't think there's many coin shops are going to be in business that they start selling fakes. So look, you got to plan ahead. And you got to plan ahead for 6 months, 8 months, a year, whatever. Some things you can't buy ahead of time, but we got to stock up on our pantries if people have not done that yet. And it does not happen overnight. I'm still working on mine. I've been doing this for 5, 6 years of stocking bars of soap, shampoo, stuff that don't go bad, my friends. Stuff that can last a while. Paper towels, toilet paper, you name it. Got to get prepared for any scenario that comes our way. That way we're not out there trying to go to the store with a big crowd of people trying to grab that last roll, that last package of toilet paper off the shelves, that last can of green beans off the shelves, and then thinking you're the hoarder. Do it now in the calm times, as you can do it. I want to end with what's going on with this guy, this lawyer guy, out in California. This morning I got a phone call from him again. And he was a little bit not too nice. And so I gave him my little attitude back. And I told him again, I says, I respect you, you're a lawyer, but you're a lawyer in California. Your laws mean, I told him this again, your laws mean nothing to me. I gotta obey by the Florida laws. And says, well, no, it's not, I'm not making an exception for anybody. I said, the easiest way for this to be done, I says, your client or your client's brother has to come in here with the monster bucks. I said, I've already talked to him last night. I says, he told me he was going to come in this morning. I said, I didn't mind holding it for 30 days. I didn't mind wiring him the money, but there'll be a wire fee with that. I said, or he can pack it up, bring it to California and have a coin shop or pawn shop buy it off him there if he needed the money. Another option is he can bring it in today and he can sell it outright. He's got the money today. I said, but I'm not playing this shipping game to California and waiting for a check. I'm not waiting on that type of scenario to play out. I says, I said, if you want the monster box, you wire me the money. I'll ship it to you now. But you're paying for the shipping, but it will be going through another coin shop or pawn shop, and they're probably going to want to take a little bit of a fee too. I said, so I'm not shipping it directly to you. That is our policy at the store. I said, if you have any other questions, then I will not be answering any more of your questions. Here is our lawyer's number. You call him then, because he's gonna back us up 100%. This lawyer says, I don't like your attitude. I said, I didn't ask you if you did, for one. And for second of all, now I'm hanging up the phone. I says, the only person who I'm going to be talking to about this is your client's brother. Don't call me again. You got questions about this, you got to get with the client's brother or call my lawyer, and you've already have our lawyer's number. Don't call me again. I had to be firm-minded, my friends. I don't want to get involved with this. We don't want to get involved with this at the shop. But we're trying to help this particular customer out with the scenario he's in. So he came in today. We're going to do the whole. We got 4 or 5 different scenarios how to handle this situation. Okay? He's got a friend that we have already approved to come in and write him a check personally for that box. The friend came in with him. We took a copy of his ID and everything like that, so we know everything's on the up and up. The paperwork is signed for that scenario. All the other scenarios I'm not going to disclose, but everything is on the up and up with everything. I've checked it all out. So I thank for the ones who were concerned that could have been a scam. No, it's not a scam. This lawyer from California is a little out of his mind. So I'll leave it there as that. So the brother apologized for the lawyer. I was like, I don't care about the lawyer's attitude. I don't care. I says, I'm here to help you out, to help your brother out. I said, that is what I'm trying. I said, we've never been in this predicament before. I understand the situation. I said, I don't mind holding this for you for 30 days. I said, if it goes past 30 days, you need a little bit more time, just call me. I'll work with you. You know, I just don't. I said, as you know, I'm not going to take your coins and sell them. I said, they're on hold. I don't mind holding them for you. And I said, is there any way your friend can hold them? He says, well, I don't have a safe to put them in. Said, okay, that's understandable. I'll hold them, not a problem. I said, if there's another scenario that needs to be played out, all I need is you go to your bank, you type up something, get it notarized, fax it to me. And I said, as long as your signature's on there, along with your copy of your ID on there, I says, I'll be able to work with something else out if something else changes. I just want to make sure it's you doing the transaction. He said, no problem. So that's how we're going to handle it at the shop. This my friends on that one. I'll keep you posted if anything else changes with this, because it's a quite interesting story to say the least. Help me out. Get the message out, my friends. We got to stop the melt. I want to remind everybody, it's not us that's melting it down. It's melting it down. It's the coin shops. Some select coin shops, some select pawn shops are doing this. It has nothing to do with the buyers out there or the sellers to the coin shops. I want to make that perfectly clear. It has nothing to do with the buyers out there. It has nothing to do with the sellers to the coin shops or pawn shops. The ones who are melting it down are select coin shops and pawn shops are choosing to melt this down for a quick buck. That is what's going on. So don't feel bad if you have to sell. You know, if you have to sell, you have to sell. Don't feel rush you have to go buy something to stop the melt. No, you buy as you convert, as you can possibly afford to do so. This is not a panic thing to go stop the melt, to buy as much as you can. No, we don't want to get in a situation where we have to sell it later on. Do it as you can. We're trying to get the message out to stop the melt, to have these coin shops, if they can't afford to buy it and hold on to it, and give the customers the same exact price they get it from the smelting thing, they shouldn't be buying the gosh darn stuff. That's the simple way of doing it. Alright, that's the simple. If they can't afford to give the customers the same price they get the smelters for, then they shouldn't be buying the material to begin with. That's my P's and Q's for now. Coin Shop Chris is out. We will talk to you later.